Hey guys, welcome back into the channel, guys. We are going to have doing something a little different today. Me and Corey are going to do a little voiceover here of our Africa safari, kind of explain it and talk about the things we've seen, and we're going to be really going into some detail of our trip. Try to have a little bit of fun on this video.
Absolutely. It's going to get to see a little bit more detail of what we did on that safari in Uganda, Africa, and Kasese. So fired up about it, and hopefully you'll get to really get a small picture of what we got to experience over there.
Yes, sir. So stick with us. Will be some videos in here where we're talking while we were there, and then we're going to do some voiceovers as well. So it should be a lot of fun. Well, good morning, guys. We are, as you can see in the background, beautiful sun coming up. We are actually at the equator on our way out to a safari this morning. We're going to do a land safari, and then after lunch we're going to do a water safari. So it's going to be an awesome day. You know, when you go on a mission field, it's always nice to take a few days just to enjoy the or a mission trip, I should say. It's nice to be able to go out and just enjoy the country a little bit. So today that's what we're going to do, and I think it's can't tell me that God's not waking up the world and painting a beautiful picture this morning. So we're fired up. I know Corey is. He ain't even paying attention.
It happens.
It does happen.
That's what happens when nothing's scripted. You miss your cue sometimes. But I'm excited. I'm ready to go see a lion eat something. Hopefully not one of us. But if that's what happens, I mean, what a great way to go out. I mean, would you rather die in your bed at 90 years old or say I got eaten by a lion? I mean, I would think my kids would be like, that was awesome. So,
I mean, they'd be in school and be like, I bet your dad didn't die from being eaten
did
by
your
a lion.
dad? And I mean, and let me just directly to my boys, if this does happen, I do get eaten by a lion, Daddy did put up a fight. I ain't going out like some punk. That lion's gonna know I'm there, okay? It's gonna have some sore ribs, okay? Because I'm gonna be all over them things. Probably not gonna have a tail anymore. Probably gnaw it. My initial strategy is to try to get it in a chokehold, and once that's probably not going to work because it's a pretty girthy neck. But I'm just going to go crazy. I mean, just that's all you can do. So just know that.
So we had Corey there, acting like you typically do, having a lot of fun, man. Guys, we had so much fun on this trip. There was just what you've seen right there with Corey was just throughout the whole experience over there in Africa, man. We had a lot of fun, man.
Oh, yeah.
It was
Look at this sunset,
dude.
That's what it's so hard. Like it doesn't do it justice.
No, man. It's that morning we couldn't have not asked for a better morning to do a safari than the morning we were there. I mean, God, it just like he woke the world up and just painted a picture for us. So check this out, guys. This is an elephant. Okay, so this is where we were pulling into the safari before we actually got on the safari vehicles, and the white vehicle you see in the front there I was actually in that one, and there was a group of Corey, I think you were in the one in the back.
Yeah, I'm sitting right there to the front left of Micah.
This elephant comes walking out of the road that we were supposed to turn in, man. Check out how huge that thing was.
Oh, and like I joked on the actual podcast, like Pastor Micah just like rolling up the window, like it's gonna help.
like
dude.
Rolling a window up is gonna that elephant could have just flipped this thing right over.
Yeah.
In no second. So here we are headed out. This is actually in the safari truck. They actually have a really cool setup. You have two different level of seats, and really comfortable too, man.
I almost fell asleep.
Yeah.
At one point, like
I think I actually did a little when we were traveling to the water safari.
Yeah.
But,
and it's just, I mean, when I say like right here, we are 20, probably 25. I don't know. Maybe 100 foot from the exit or the entrance.
Yeah.
And you're already seeing antelope.
Yeah.
And so these animals are just so awesome. You see a warthog right there to the left, and So immediately, you know, when you go to these things, I think I had the thought that maybe we'll see some animals,
Right.
but like immediately get greeted by the elephant, and then as soon as we leave out, you know, we're already seeing animals. It was such a cool experience to get to see.
And I think this is, you know, is what we would probably call in America as a state park.
Yeah.
So, you know, these animals are taken care of. You know, they're protected and made so that, you know, people can come see them. I mean, coming up here on the right, you can see them there. That's a whole pile of water buffalo.
Water buffalo.
Yeah, I think so.
And the cool thing about how these guys, from what our guide told us, so they circle up like that as a protection method. So inside the center of all those water buffaloes, you'll have your older water buffalo, kind of the more that are not as fast, and then the babies or the young of the water buffalo. And so you can see there they're watching us and just checking
all the
out.
way around. It's like there's a group that has their head out, facing out.
Yeah.
And it's pretty cool. And of course, I was joking with the guys earlier. I said, you know, them white birds are their young ones. I'm just kidding, by the way. So don't chew me out for that. But there's some more water buffaloes. I mean, just there was so many animals. There was times where you were looking at so many different types of animals. You didn't really know where to look.
Yeah, and so those water buffaloes that are kind of off away from the herd, they actually call them the loser group. And so they're the ones that have kind of lost in fights and stuff, and they kind of get kicked out of the actual group.
Well,
and
so like
they
high school for me.
Yeah. Yeah. And so
I actually didn't even go through high school, so
it's pretty cool to see just how animals migrate, and then when you look at it in the human context, you're like, hey, maybe we're not so different. But here's some. I mean, you can
things
see
are
these
gorgeous, man.
They're right here by the road. I mean,
look at them things. Them things are gorgeous.
I tried to talk Lyndon into jumping out and grabbing one, but he didn't think that was a good idea. But I mean, that's what 15, not even 15 foot from the Jeep.
Yeah, it's right there.
Right there.
Yeah, right there. I mean,
just gorgeous animals.
So I mean, over here in the States, it'd be all you'd see is a tail running the other way.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they're used to it. They're used to the people coming through, taking pictures. So it's not like it's something that's odd. So here's some monkeys, I think.
Yeah. And you can actually see this one actually has a baby on the underside of it. You kind of see the baby's tail wrapped around the mother's tail. And so they're just hanging out.
Baboon? Is that what they're? Is that
I forget what type monkey they told us it was, but there's actually a lot of them in the tree that you're going to see here in just a second. They're all hanging out up in those trees, and
it's like a cactus tree. I was like, man, that'd be kind of rough to be hanging out in that tree with all them thorns. But man, it's just this wildlife is unreal, you know. Just out there. I mean, it's dirt roads like this through the whole safari. Like you're just like cruising. We did hit pavement at one point, but yeah, it's just you're going out in their world, in the animals' world. Like you're in the middle of where it all goes down, I guess you could say. And so
with the open concept, did y'all ever think that an animal would get in with the open concept of the truck?
I was kind of hoping a lion would chase us.
Yeah, the only time that I kind of got scared, like out there, because like that's in your mind, like as somebody that's never really experienced that, you're like, that could 100% happen, but I never was really scared about any of the antelope or the water buffalo or anything like that, but the elephants, like I got a little skittish about that elephant. But the lines that we did see were so far off that I felt like we could have. I would have liked the guy to kept it the car started and maybe just kept it in neutral, but he turned it off. But I felt like we could get out of there, or I could push Lyndon out and we'd be okay.
They say, I mean, you just got to run faster than everybody else and you'll be all right.
That's it.
So. But yeah, like a lot of it is like if you can see there in these videos how the landscape is. If our guy running the camera could hold it still, it would help. But once we can get this thing into frame here. But yeah, you can see the open prairie type look there. That's kind of how it is over this whole safari, and that's a big boy right there.
Yeah.
Like we seen, I don't know if we'll see a video of it or not, but we seen some of them fighting. That was pretty cool.
Oh, that was awesome.
They were locked up pretty good. So yeah, the little babies right there. I mean, there's a ton of these running around. I mean, they are everywhere.
Yeah, a lot of antelope. You'll probably see some. The three biggest ones are, I guess it should say, the most we saw was the water buffalo, the antelope, and what they called the water buck, which is a little bigger.
We did see a lot of warthogs too.
Yeah, we did see a lot of warthogs. They were a little bit more, like, less grouped, I guess you could say, but we did see a ton.
Yeah.
So there's one right there.
Yeah. We've seen some big ones too, man. They got some big old tusk.
Yeah, I believe that's a water buck right there. You can kind of see how their horns or antlers kind of go a little bit more straight, and they're bigger bodied.
Right.
We saw some massive ones out there that all of us were a little concerned about.
I think we get pretty close to this one right here, and it's pretty good. Yeah, you can tell he's hanging out by himself, so he's probably mature. He's probably one of the dominant ones. But yeah, it's a cool looking animal.
Very cool to get to see and just checking out. And
I mean, you know what they remind me of? If you look at that right there, take that horns off, and it looks like a donkey.
Yeah, 100%. That's what I kind of related it to.
Looks a lot like a donkey.
Very cool little animal.
Yeah. Just walking away, minding his own business. There ain't really, I mean, they're not worried about the vehicles at all. I mean, just out, just having a good time, doing his business now.
Here's some more.
See, now look at them right there. Them are the females. You tell me that don't look like a donkey.
Yeah, 100%.
I mean, it looks like a donkey. Looks like my dad's farm. I think this was a hippo. I thought hippos were more in the water, but we weren't in the water safari here, and way out there in the distance, it's kind of hard to see it there, but that's actually a hippo.
Yeah, and they told us in the water safari the distance that hippos can travel, and I mean it's a pretty good distance. I forget what the actual number was, but I mean just a massive animal.
Yeah.
They're very dangerous too, right?
Very dangerous.
You know that they're vegetarians, so they don't eat meat, but they kill for sport.
I had no idea.
Yeah, they actually kill for sport. That's what we were told anyway. So, like when we were on the water safari, if you decided to jump in the water, you were going to get killed by either a croc or a hippo, and they do it, and they probably both do it just for fun.
So this right here, you can kind of see that lake in the background. That was what they call salt flats. So where they mine salt there. That was a pretty cool thing. That was a little gift area that we got to go to check out some stuff.
Yeah. So what you're about to see is us absolutely hauling tail on this safari vehicle. What the reason for it was we've been looking for a lion all day and hadn't seen one yet, and one of the guys had reached out to our guide and said, hey, we spotted some lions, get over here. And it was probably, man, I would say 5 to 10 kilometers from there. And we had to get there as quick as we can. And, man, Corey, were you sketched out a little bit on that ride over?
A little. I mean, they were moving. And you don't have any seat belts or anything like that. So,
I mean, guys, this is not fast forward here.
Yeah, this is just us driving. And you can see, like, the road in some spots has potholes in them, and they didn't care. They were just hitting them as hard as, and which was fine because it really didn't ride rough. But yeah, a little side up, especially me. Like I was sitting at the very top, and we were just kind of getting thrown about a little bit, but which was fine. I mean, they kept us safe. We got where we needed to go. So,
did you ride with me or did you ride with?
Yeah, I rode. I think it was me, you, Lyndon, and
Kip.
Bishop Kip.
Yeah, okay.
So
our vehicle, I don't think they were running quite as fast, but this vehicle here, this was Conrad and Jimmy and I think
Steven
and Micah. Yeah, we're on this one, and they said this vehicle was absolutely. I mean, they walked away from us. We couldn't keep up with them, and they said this one here was getting it. But hey, over there, when especially in the middle of the day like this, so the lions, they tend to lay up. They're not near as active because, I mean, they're typically a night animal. That's when they hunt and things of that nature. So when you spot one there, you want to try to see it as quick as possible, especially midday, because you probably won't get much of another chance till later that evening.
Yeah. So we were moving, and one cool thing that you can kind of see these mounds of dirt. They told us those are termite, like termite colonies, which was kind of cool to see. Like, from our perspective, we hear of termites, but we never really see any big mounds of dirt or anything like that. So I was kind of fascinated by that. Yeah. But they were everywhere.
I had looked up how many termites are in one of them dens, and I don't remember the number, but it was absolutely mind-blowing.
Yeah, and that's a big reason they don't like wood structures, and obviously fire over there is a big deal.
Yeah, and one thing here I noticed that we were way back in, and all of a sudden we came up kind of on this little village.
Yeah.
That was kind of cool. It was out in the middle of the safari.
Yeah, you can kind of see a house right there, and that's what we kind of joked in our car. Like, I don't know if I would like that as much because, you can just walk outside and there's a line, or, because there were some animals in some yards and stuff, and I was like, that's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
But I guess to them it would be like us walking outside and seeing a white-tailed deer, or it's not that big of a deal. Just to us, in our perspective, it's we're like, whoa.
Is that a house right there to the right?
Yeah. All this little village.
Oh wow, that's a big house.
And this guy's just cutting across yards, stuff like that. Trying to get over to see this line. I like that metal roof.
Yeah. Waving at the kids. You can see Conrad trying to run that camera at full speed. It's kind of it's bouncing around everywhere.
To be honest.
Here's old Jimmy. Let's listen to what he got to say.
Almost speechless. That is amazing. Having a good time. Got some lions over there. Learned some crazy facts about them. I didn't know the king stayed around 3 kilometers, and they will eat the cubs. They will kill the cubs.
The male cubs.
Yeah, the male cubs. And why is that again? Could grow up someday and challenge them?
Right, exactly.
That's crazy. That's awesome.
Here we were all kind of sitting around. That's a group that was in our vehicle. Nicole, Pastor Bishop Kip, and so the lions there. When we were sitting right there, you couldn't hardly see them. They were so far off, but there was a group of, or I guess you say a pride of lions, off to the one side there, and so.
It's pretty cool to see. Here's a
nice old lizard thing. Yep.
I told my boys we might start, when they act up, we might start going to the African lion mentality if they don't watch it.
Yeah, I mean that's true though. That, like Jimmy was saying there, they actually will go kill the male cubs because that can that can be somebody that can challenge them later.
Yeah, and especially if it's from like another male line, they don't stand a chance.
Right.
Because it's just they see it as only theirs.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, here's some ladies carrying some baskets, and this is about the stretch right there that I about fell asleep.
Yeah. Now them are baboons, right?
Yeah, baboons.
Yes.
Yeah.
They claim that things are pretty mean. So.
Yeah, that was actually, you could kind of see there. That's a male, a female, and there was a little baby with them.
Another big old elephant right there we came upon.
Yeah, he kind of made me nervous because he's flapping them ears. And I'm like, if he shakes his head, I'm out of here. But he kind of backed off. He kind of got back in that brush a little bit. But you can tell he was not a fan of us kind of sitting there watching him. He's ready for us to move on.
Right. Beautiful lake there, but yeah, guys. So that's kind of the gist of the video when it comes to the land safari. We wish we have a lot more content. We really decided to really enjoy it. and we filmed as much as we could, but it lasted a full day. We also, after this, we're actually headed to the water safari. We're going to show that in a different video later. It's some really cool things when it comes to that water safari that we'd love to show y'all. But here's some warthogs that just would not get out of the way, just hanging out in the middle of the road. You can just see that they're used to the vehicles. They don't care. But guys, man, I appreciate y'all listening. Let's make sure we like and subscribe and share this video as much as you can. Thank you. Love y'all.